SEER is seasonal energy efficiency ratio.
I hate you right now. I did something I've never done before for a video. We went to the streets. We went and interviewed some folks. And the whole premise of this video is homeowners are spending a lot of money when they're buying a heating and air system. For some homeowners, it's the largest investment they will ever make aside from their home and car. And so we went to the streets to kind of ask homeowners, hey, what is this? What is that? And in this video, we're going to talk about what is a heat pump? What are some of the answers we were getting? Let's get to that first. And then I hope I can clear up some confusion. What is a heat pump?
A heat pump is the thing that heats your house.
Care to elaborate? There's lots of things that can heat your house.
Oh, geez. It's the thing that has the big spinning fan. I don't have one, but it's the thing that has the big spinning fan that I assume it pulls the air in and heats it up and produces it throughout your house.
It's very incorrect. What is a heat pump?
A heat pump, I believe, is an air conditioner that works in reverse, so it can draw warmth instead of cooling.
A heat pump distributes the heat through the HVAC area. Instead of it being the cold air, it changes over to the heat and pumps it through.
A heat pump, I have no idea how to explain what a heat pump actually does.
What do you think it is?
It is a portion of the HVAC system that actually heats whatever air you got going through there that you're pulling through the house to a relative air temperature that then gets pushed back out to the house.
What is a heat pump?
A pump that is heated maybe for the liquid in the air conditioner.
Heat pump. I think it's by the tank thing that's in the attic area, like maybe it's attached to it, but I don't know.
It pumps heat from my furnace to my house.
So as you can see, some of the answers we were getting are different, right? And for some of these folks, again, they're spending lots of money. I want to continue to make more content like this, but I need your help. If you could click that like button and share our content. YouTube has suppressed some of our content and we want to get the word out. We want to help folks in our industry. So if you could do those two things, we would appreciate it. Now back to the streets. What is a heat pump?
I don't know per se, but I know that we have one, or we have a split system. We have an upstairs and a downstairs, so we have 2 units, and I know who we need to call when they break.
A heat pump is technology that it's a unit that's outside. Usually it's a rectangle, and it takes the heat energy and then from outside, and then it puts it inside.
What is a heat pump?
A heat pump, isn't that on the outside near the AC and it brings in some kind of heat? Oh, it's either that or it takes the heat from the condenser or the AC unit and pumps it out.
Okay, I'm not quite sure. My guess on a heat pump would be something that is like a motor of some sort that helps bring air into the house. So I would guess that it's going to take it from a hot source like a radiator and then kind of filter it through the vents so that you're getting hot air through the house. That would be my guess.
What is a heat pump? Is what heats the house. But all I know on the heat pump, So
let's clear up some confusion. What exactly is a heat pump? Why does it matter? Why is it important for you to know? But before I do, I just want to say, if you stick around to the end of this video, we're going to show you a few bloopers from going to the streets, some of the weird things that happened, and have a few laughs. But let's get to it. What exactly is a heat pump and why does it matter? Well, first of all a heat pump is an outdoor unit. So it's going to be the condenser. It's going to be the unit that's outside typically. And instead of a straight AC, a straight air conditioning outdoor condensing unit, it's going to have something in there called a reversing valve. And all that does is it reverses the flow of refrigerant, allowing that system to run in heating mode. So when it becomes wintertime, it's almost literally running backwards. Now, why does that matter? Why should you care what it is? Well, I think there's 3 things you should know. The first thing is they are more energy efficient than a lot of the other options that are out there. In fact, I've had customers that had electric furnaces with straight AC condensers just putting in a single stage, like lowest efficient option heat pump that there is, and they were able to save hundreds per month. Not a little bit off their electric bill, hundreds of dollars per month on their electric bill. Now, obviously, if your electric bill isn't hundreds and hundreds of dollars, then you can't save hundreds, but you get the point. They're more energy efficient than a lot of the other auxiliary heating options that are out there. The second thing I think you should know is they've come a long way. When heat pumps first came out in our industry, as the outdoor temperature got lower and lower and the technology was kind of new, they would lose capacity, they would lose heat rise, they wouldn't have as warm of heat coming out. We actually recently did a trip. I'll put a link to that video up above here, but it showed with some of today's systems and how they've come so far, how they're able to blow just as warm as a gas furnace. Let me show you a quick clip from that trip.
Essentially what you see in front of you is a cold chamber. The reason why this is at 17 Fahrenheit is because these outdoor units placed inside these chambers, they're actually running in heating mode. So what these outdoor units are doing are they're extracting all the heat energy from this room, transferring it to the indoor side, and heating the space.
To dumb it down for folks like me, you're saying if it was 17 degrees outside, that unit still has, I mean, what, like a 50-degree heat rise in the space without?
Right now, this is at 120 Fahrenheit indoor air. That's the same temperature that a gas furnace heats your air to.
Without electric heat strips.
Without electric heat strips.
Wow. And then finally, number 3 thing that I think you should know about heat pumps is the industry is going towards them. So in markets, again, that they wouldn't consider heat pumps in the past, maybe they would do some sort of less efficient heating option with a straight AC outdoor unit. Now they're looking at heat pumps. They're looking at what's called dual fuel options. And all dual fuel means is it's going to be an outdoor heat pump with some sort of auxiliary backup like a gas furnace or hydronic heat, just something like that, where the auxiliary heating source is before the evaporator coil or the condenser coil, if we're talking about heating mode, where the system will actually lock out the outdoor unit when it goes to that heating source. And so we see the industry going towards that. We see it being offered in areas that it was never offered before, very cold climates. And finally, we see the industry going that way in an incentive way. We see different types of government programs that we've done videos on, and incentives and rebates and things like that. Depending on where you live, there may be some local incentives to you, whether it's the power company or some sort of state program. You may find that there are programs to incentivize you to look at heat pumps when maybe you wouldn't have considered that before. So now you know that's what a heat pump is. Are you considering a heat pump for your next project? Love to hear about that down in the comments section. Do you have any pet peeve? Your faces. What temperature do you keep your thermostat at?
Whatever my wife lets me keep my temperature at.
What is a heat pump?
A heat pump? Depends on what we're talking about. I'm just kidding.
Meow chicka wow wow. An inverter. It inverts the in.
What is a capacitor?
Something off Back to the Future.
The flux capacitor is the thing that controls the time machine for Doc and Marty so that he can travel back in time.
All I can think of is a flux capacitor from Back to the Future.
If and when you hire someone to work in your home, do you have any pet peeves?
Don't stink.
What is SEER? S-E-E-R.
SEER is seasonal energy efficiency ratio.
I hate you right now.
And it's what it is, in case you wanted to know, was it's a thing that the government applies to different HVAC units. So it's kind of like gas mileage for cars.
I hate you right now. She heard the answers that I gave to someone else. If you like this video, I think you'll like this one even more. It's where I showed that trip where we went behind the scenes to some big decision makers in Washington, D.C. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.